The truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. Hey, bad bitches wanna be my babe. Hey, coming down like the CIA. Hey, got in my car trying to see my face. Hey, want me to be like the PIK. Oh.
Hi there, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Jess B for the ladies here. Although I am considering doing a little name change to my channel. I've come up with something that I think is pretty clever, so just stick with me. If you've been one of my original 36 subscribers from 80 years ago, then you know I've gone through a lot of name changes, so this is nothing new for you guys. But if you are new to my channel name changes are kind of like my favorite thing. But no, I want to make sure I get a channel name that really kind of narrows down what my groove is and what I'm passionate about, which is giving advice. So the name change is going to come later. I already know what it's going to be, but I'm going to try to think of a clever way to announce it. So on to today's video topic. The topic for today's video is stress, how to avoid stress and relieve stress. And this topic obviously is not just for ladies. Anyone who is alive today has experienced stress and therefore can benefit from the information that is about to be shared. So stay tuned if you want to get the best advice ever, how to prevent and relieve stress with Jess B. One is definitely protect your environment. Don't let anyone into your inner environment, like have access to your heart or to your emotions or to anything that even should be important enough to you to be stressful, unless you can trust them with, okay, no, that's not what I want to say. Things that stress you as either coming from your mind or from your heart. These are the areas where most of our emotions lie and our thoughts, obviously, and these are the things that cause us to be stressed out. So the way I kind of think of it is like I've built layers of defense, like layers upon layers of defense around my heart and my mind, so that it takes a lot for something to get through all those layers to actually stress my center, my center being my heart or my mind. So if you try to look at things like that, and this is my environment, and when I say protect your environment, you can protect your environment from friends that are negative all the time, or from music that is negative and down and not uplifting, or from TV shows that have negative images. Like, there's a lot that can taint your environment that you don't even realize, especially subconsciously. The subconscious mind, or our minds can process 11 million pieces of information at one time, and like 90% of that is processed subconsciously without us even knowing. So you can be laying in bed with the TV playing in the background, and it's like NYPD Blue or something like that, and you're seeing of people getting raped and getting just all kinds of crimes and stuff happening. You watch that night after night after night, and you may not realize how much of a stressor that can be to your subconscious mind and therefore throughout your day, but it really is. So protect your environment by protecting the things that you watch, the people that you're around, the things that you allow to impact or come into contact with your senses, the things that you hear, see, listen to, or hear, obviously. So yeah, protect your environment. That's number one. Protect your environment from people, from your like the senses, things that you can take in through your senses, things that you hear, watch on TV, whatever the case may be. Protect your environment. So number two is faith. And as I have said in my previous video, this is not a religious-based channel or a spirituality-based channel, but I do consider myself to be a spiritual person, and it's hard for me to deliver my best advice ever without tapping into spirituality. So faith. You have to have faith that there are things that are just going to work out. I believe that you have to have faith that there are things that the universe is just going to work things out sometimes. There are things that, like, you can only do so much to. Okay, so number two is my can't list. This has been a huge help to me. My pages are flowing away. A little windy out here. This has been a huge help to me. I don't know if it's been my biggest help out of the entire list, but it's been a huge help to me in dealing with my stress, and that is making a can and can't list. These damn motorcycles are so effing rude. So the can't list is basically whatever issue you're stressing about. take a list and either physically write down or just in your mind, write down a list of the things related to that stressor that you can control, and a list of things related to that stressor that you cannot control, like absolutely no control over it whatsoever. So you have your can and can't lists. The goal is to not let anything that's in that can't list bother you, because there's nothing you can do to control it. And for me, when I realized like 10 years ago that there's a huge amount of freedom that comes, well, it's probably been more than 10 years, but years ago when I realized that there's a huge amount of freedom that comes in humbling yourself and acknowledging what you can control and letting everything else go. I mean, there's a vast amount of freedom that comes. Freedom from worry, freedom from stress, freedom from, getting on yourself and being hard on yourself. Like, wait, I can't even control that. Why am I stressing it? So let's say you're stressing about, I don't know, a bill that's due, or whether or not you're going to get a job or not, or I don't know, it could be really literally be anything. So you make a list of the things related to that issue that you can control. And the can list is important too, because as you go through that list, okay, I can control this, I can control this, I can control this. It's important that you're able to mark off that you have impacted freaking North Carolina and these stupid big ass trucks. Is that something I can control? No, it's not. Relax. So the can list is important because we stress over things that we know that we should do or can do, but that we don't do. So you need to be able to check off everything on that can list, or be able to check it off in a reasonable amount of time that you've done it related to that stressor, because that's how you're truly going to be able to relax your mind. These techniques really only work if you have done your part. So if it's an issue that you're stressing about, a job or a bill or getting money for a trip or an argument that you and a friend had, like, you have to be able to check off from that list everything that you could do. Okay, I did that, I did that, I did that. And that's what's going to be able to help you to calm your mind down and say, you know what, that can't list, God's going to have to work that out, or the universe, or whatever it is you believe in, that's going to have to be worked out on a separate level. But I can't let that can't list get inside my environment and stress me out, and I can't continue to focus on it because it's a waste of my energy. So the can't list. The second thing is karate kick negativity. So I wrote it like this because I really wanted to emphasize how this is really a fight. If you're a person that deals with depression or pessimism, or if you're pessimistic by nature, which sometimes people are just kind of pessimistic by nature, that's how your family is, or that's just how you're emotionally made up. You don't mean to be, but that's just kind of how you are. This particular tip is really a fight, and I know because I battle with some emotional shortcomings myself, mainly just like sadness. I hate to use the word depression, but depression, I do battle with depression. And so karate kicking negativity is really just that. It's me taking a negative thought or a negative phrase that's repeating in my mind, or a negative person that's standing in front of me, and in my mind, like, just karate kicking, hauling up this evil crane kick and just karate kicking this person out of my circle, out of my environment, so that they cannot stress me or cause me any sort of negative emotions at all. So karate kicking negativity is really about being kind of like in a fighter's mode and being aware of any sort of way the negativity might try to seep into your day. Again, it can be a friend saying something negative to you. It can be a coworker, your boss, your spouse, your children. It can be from someone else. It can be something negative that's playing through your head. Like, you woke up on Monday and you're like, oh, I hate Mondays. I hate Mondays. If you say that all day, every day, all day, and for every Monday of your life, you are going to hate Mondays, and Mondays are probably always going to be your worst day of the week. Years ago, I stopped myself from saying that. Like, Monday is the start of a week. It can start your vibe for the week. It's a fresh week to be productive, and it can be a great day. You just have to get out of the vibe of saying, I hate Mondays. I think Garfield is the one that got people into saying that they hate Mondays so much, but you don't have to hate Mondays, and you can really take any sort of negative thought that you have and train yourself to be positive about it. But it is a fight, which is why you have to, like, not just push negativity out, not just think it away, but really like imagine yourself karate kicking it in your brain, out the door, out of your environment, you know, those layers of defenses where you can be stressed within your mind or your heart. Kick it out of those rings, out of those, what am I trying to say? Out of those layers of defense. Kick it beyond those fences so that it cannot impact your centers. Okay? Last but not least, I don't want to make this video too long. Let's see if we can get it within 10 minutes. Okay. Your vibration. So don't say or read or so my last thing is how to relieve stress. So let's say you've done all these things and you're stressed out anyway. My number one tip, best advice ever on how to relieve stress, and it's going to seem simple, and it's going to seem when I say it at first you're going to be like, that's whatever. I do that all the time without even thinking about it. How's that going to help? But best advice ever on how to relieve stress immediately. Say this with me. Breathing is everything. Breathing is everything. And if you really want to remember, type that in the comments below. Breathing is everything, or write it down somewhere. Put it as a screensaver on your phone. Breathing is everything. So when you find that you're the most stressed or the most anxious or whatever, take a deep breath, not from your shoulders like this, but from your gut, so that you feel your belly expanding out. And when you exhale, you should feel it caving back in. And as you breathe, I want you to think about breathing in positivity, goodness, fresh air, just peace. And then when you exhale, think of exhaling negativity, stress, anxiety, all of the bad stuff. And that's it. Those are my tips. Thanks again, guys, for watching this episode of Best Advice Ever. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.